बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं
Buddham Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddham Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddham Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddham Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddham Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddham Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddham Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddham Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam
Buddhang Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddhang Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddham Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddhang Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddham Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddhang Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddham Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Buddhang Saranam Gacchāmi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi
Namo Buddhāya, Namo Dhammāya, Namo Sanghaya. A very good evening and good morning to wherever you are, and to all most Venerable Bhikkhu, most Venerable Bhikkhuni, and all the Dhamma speakers of today, celebrating the Sanghamitta Day internationally. And this program is organized by Maha Bodhi Society of India and also United Theravada Bhikkhuni Sangha International. And today's Dhamma program entitled International Sanghamitta Day 2022. And we are having the theme, the importance of Bhikkhuni Sangha existence. So we welcome all most venerable Bhikkhu Sangha and Bhikkhuni Sangha, and to all Dhamma speakers of today, to Ayah Santini Mahatheri, to Venerable Lupa Mahatheri, and also to Venerable Sadasmana Theri, and to Venerable Chongai Bhikshuni, and to Venerable Ratuluka Mahatheri, and all the invited speakers, Mrs. Namrata, and Mr. Mahendra Singh from MBSI, President, to represent Venerable P. Seevalee Mahathero, who today was not able to join us. So we well wish all good health, happiness, and your attention to join us to celebrate Sanghamitta Day with meaningful Dhamma sharing, and to all our practitioners and also all our participants, welcome to this Sanghamitta Day session. And as we have yesterday, our first day of the program, we have also a lot of information and deliberation on the importance of the ordination of the Bhikkhuni Sangha. Today we shall also have this particular opportunity to hear from many more caliber and experienced speakers to share with us on this Sanghamitta Day, to live the spirit of the Sanghamitta Mahatheri that have brought the teaching of Dhamma and the Bhikkhuni Sangha to the land of Sri Lanka, and from there the Bhikkhuni Sangha have thrived and flourished, and also bring that particular spirit to China, where the China Bhikkhuni was ordained, and today we still have the lineage. And we would like to see that all this history that we have encountered is a living history and a living lineage that all of us rejoice until today. So without much delay, we'd like to commence the program by inviting our most venerable Santini Mahatheri from Indonesia, our Chief Dhamma Program Coordinator, to give us the opening chanting. Venerable Santini, please.
Okay, thank you, Bhikkhuni Sumangala. My dear Dhamma sisters and brothers, ladies and gentlemen, before we start listening to the speakers, let us prepare ourselves to energize our mind. Let us fill it with the Buddha's word first. To my senior bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, humbly I ask permission to lead the chanting before this program begins. My dear Dhamma sisters and brothers, ladies and gentlemen, let us join our palms in honor to the Buddha. Ārāma Nikamatha Suññatā Buddha Sasane Punathamma Juno senang nalagarang wakunjaro yo imasming Dhamma Vinaye Ampamatto Vihasati Pahaya Jati Sangsarang Dukkha Santang Karisatiti. Rouse yourselves, try harder, devote yourselves to the teachings of the Buddha. Crush the army of death as an elephant a hut of reeds. Whoever will live diligently in this teaching and training, giving up transmigration through rebirths, will make an end of suffering. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Most Venerable Santini Mahatheri, for the opening chanting, for us to have peace of mind and paying attention for the Dhamma talk after this. And now we would like to continue to reflect and to recall to mind the video on Venerable Sanghamitta Mahatheri. Yesterday we have shown the part 1, and today we shall continue with the part 2, the story of Venerable Sanghamitta Mahatheri.
In India, Devanampiyatissa's nephew Maharita, having reached King Dhammasoka, spoke the king's message and the elder's message. Your son Mahinda, God King, sent me into your presence. The queen named Anula, your friend the King Piyatissa's brother's wife, O chief of kings, desiring the going forth, has undertaken the 10 precepts together with 1,000 women and lives constantly restrained. Please send the elder nun Sanghamitta to give the going forth, and together with her a branch from the south side of the great Bodhi tree. Then the minister went into the presence of the elder nun and said this: Noble sister, your brother Mahinda sent me into your presence. Devanampiyatissa's brother's wife, a laywoman called Queen Anula, through having a desire for the going forth, together with 1,000 women, lives constantly restrained. Go together with me, and please give them the going forth. Hearing the minister's word, she very quickly went to her father, and the elder nun related the elder's thought.
My brother Mahinda has sent these into my presence, and after we have sent the people back, I will go. Very many people, daughters of good families, with Anula at their head, desiring the going forth, are looking forward to my journey.
If you desire to go, take a branch of the Supreme Bodhi tree and go, noble sister. You must see your brother in Lanka. On the first day of the lunar fortnight, in the bright half of Magasira, Asoka raised the great Bodhi tree with help given by 8 of each from the high-born families appointed at the root of the sal tree with all kinds of offerings. He descended into the water up to his neck and established it properly on the ship and invited the great elder Sanghamitta with 11 other nuns onto the ship with various offerings. In Lanka, the Lord of the earth, driven by joy at the coming of the great Bodhi tree, plunged into the water up to his neck and raised the beautiful body of the great Bodhi tree on his head. He emerged from the ocean, placed it aside with all offerings, and put it under the care of the 16 families in that lovely pavilion. For 3 days on the shore of the ocean, the Lord of Lanka, having adorned it, worshipped it with sovereignty over Lanka. Queen Anula, with 500 women and together with another 500 women of the harem, received the going forth in the presence of the elder Sanghamitta, and those 1,000 nuns, after developing insight, in no long time attained the state of worthiness. The great elder Sanghamitta lived in the nunnery known as the Lay Women's Monastery together with her community. The great elder Sanghamitta, of great power, great intelligence, fulfilled all duties to the dispensation with virtue and wisdom, and benefited many people in the delightful island of Lanka. 9 years after the beginning of the reign of King Uttiya, 59 years after arriving, while residing in the Elephant's Measure House, this light of the world passed away. After 7 days, the elder's body was placed on top of a bier and was led round the delightful city with the assembly and the guardian of the world, placing the decorated bier aside, near to the beautiful hall, in sight of the great Bodhi tree, on the eastern side of the sanctuary monastery, in the place indicated by the elder nun, had the cremation carried out. Having taken her relics, he deposited them in the sanctuary, and the king worshipped there day by day with all kinds of offerings.
So we have get a little bit better idea about the contribution of Venerable Sanghamitta Mahatheri in the past from India to Sri Lanka, and we have also helped the Sri Lanka Chattaparisa to be completed, and who has inspired many women in Sri Lanka to go forth and to form the Bhikkhuni Sangha. And today we can see again from Sri Lanka, the Bhikkhuni Sangha continue to thrive and flourish ever since from the early ordination in India, started by Venerable Kusuma Mahatheri. So let us now continue our journey to learn more about the ordination and the Dhamma work of the parish, of the past, and also of the present. And today, indeed, we have invited Honourable Speaker, Most Venerable Bhante P. Seevalee Mahathero, the General Secretary of Maha Bodhi Society of India, for this also event. But unfortunately, one Venerable is not able to be with us because of ill health. But in replacement, the President of Maha Bodhi Society of India, Dr. Mahendra Singh, will stand in to also give us the message from the Maha Bodhi Society of India. And we would like to convey our greetings and also our blessing for Bhante P. Seevalee to have good health and speedy recovery. And may we now invite Dr. Mahendra Singh. Dr. Mahendra Singh received his education in MA major in history. He retired from the post of Special Secretary, Government of Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow, India, on 30th November 2009. He joined MBSI as life member in 2006, and thereafter was elected as governing body member and member executive committee. In 2018, he was elected as a trustee of MBSI on 24th September 2022. He was elected as the president of MBSI unanimously. Presently, Dr. Mahendra Singh is the president and trustee of Maha Bodhi Society of India and is also the chairman of Dhamma Society India. We'd like now to invite Dr. Mahendra Singh to speak on behalf of Maha Bodhi Society of India. Dr. Mahendra, the floor is yours.
Okay, sister, okay. Namo Buddhāya, Bhikkhunī Saṅgha ji, with prostate salutation. And on this occasion, past occasion, I recite first Namo Tas Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhas. Namo Tas Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhas. Namo Tas Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhas. On this past occasion, which is Sanghamitta Day, and the theme of this program is the importance of Bhikkhuni Sangha's existence. Now, I pray Lord Gautam Buddha and from Kashyap Buddha to Medhankar Buddha with prostrate salutation that we go with all our audience, Venerable monks, Bhikkhuni, Venerable Bhikkhuni, in the refuge of all the Buddhas, and pray all the Buddhas to bestow us knowledge and insight, wisdom, to get another shore of the suffering, of the sea of the suffering. So with these words I invoke all the Buddhas to protect us from all the evil Maharaj and guide us towards that Nibbanic state. I am thankful, rather grateful for this international, for this United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International, who has given me an opportunity to put some words relating to the Bhikkhun Sanghamitta Day. And prior to this, I want to pay my gratitude and honor to the Venerable Seevalee Thero and General Secretary of Mahabodhi Society of India, and Bhikkhuni, Venerable Bhikkhunis, Sumangala ji and Lieu ji, and all our venerable and distinguished, rather erudite Bhikkhuni, who are with full enthusiasm, devotion and dedication in their life have gained wisdom, and they are inculcating and imparting the teachings of the Lord Buddha to others for their emancipation and welfare. It is the great work being done by our these Venerable Bhikkhuni. No words can be said in their praise, because the work which they are doing is not the worldly work. It is the work of the Lokottara and the duty assigned to the Buddha, to our monks and the nuns. Rare are the monks and nuns to be in this world who have understood and realized the teachings of the Buddha. And with great honor and praise, I again reiterate that all our Venerable Bhikkhunis and our Venerable Seevalee Thero General Secretary, they have given momentum to the revival, re-establishment of the Bhikkhuni Sangha all over the world by establishing United Theravāda Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International. And I will say myself rather unfortunate that I could not attend the last program which was held with our Venerable Bhikkhuni after taking so many pains coming to India at Bodhgaya. And there was a great event, and they initiated in the lower ordination and the higher ordination some bhikkhunis, nuns, and also assigned the teacher, guru to them, under whom care and teachings they will attain all the Nibbanic state. So it is a great work. First of all, the theme the importance of Bhikkhuni Sangha existence in the present day. The Buddha, every Buddha, from the first Buddha, Medhankar Buddha, up to the Gautam Buddha, they had their Buddha Parishad, which consist Bhikkhu, Venerable Bhikkhu, Venerable Bhikkhuni, respectable lay men and lay women, Upasak, Upasika. In absence of either of four, the Buddha Parishad is not complete. This is the great need of the time now. For a long time, the Buddha Parishad was not in its real form due to some reasons and non-communications, deviation from our path in India. I will not allege my Venerable Bhikkhuni abroad, because they are more sincere, much sincere. Had they not been sincere, alive, mindful, alert in their efforts and endeavors, it must have not taken such a good speed, momentum within 1 year with the joint efforts of the MBSI. So, in comparatively, I will appreciate Venerable Bhikkhuni Sangha all over the world, particularly from Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Cambodia, in USA and Sri Lanka and other countries also. They remained in incessant search and dedication to achieve the goal. Now, we have come together again. It is the matter of joy. Maha Bodhi will leave no stone unturned. I, in the capacity, with the blessings of Venerable peaceably Thero, as president of MBSI, do assure that MBSI, likewise earlier, in the time of the Anagarik Dharampal, Venerable Devmitadhammā, will stand by you and will afford and will grant, will assist every kind of the cooperation to reinforce and to implement this Buddha Parishad, which is incomplete without the Bhikkhuni Sangha. Just like much has been said in the screen regarding the Venerable Bhikkhuni Sanghamitta, all has been reflected, placed on the screen. How did she was requested and how her father, King Asoka, with heavy heart, because he was not Arhat at that time, gave permission for the welfare and to keep the words of Mahamahinda, the Arhat, who had sent for Asoka, the minister of Sri Lanka, to request on his behalf that in Lanka, the Queen Anula, the wife of a sub-king Mahanag, and other 500 companions and others, lay women, were anxious to go forth into the Dhamma. So, Venerable Bhikkhuni, the sister of Mahahinda, having a compassionate heart and feeling of emancipation of the living being in the Sri Lanka, Sanghamitta, went with the sapling of the Bodhi tree from the south side and got it planted in the Anuradhapura. You know very well, no need to reiterate. But I want to say that what is the theme? Just like in Sri Lanka, I will not go much far. I will say just like why the Mahahinda said that Queen Anula and whosoever want to be initiated into Dhamma, it may be done only by a bhikkhuni. It is the crux of the point, because only a bhikkhuni, Venerable Bhikkhuni, can initiate a lady entrant into the Dhamma. So, how can we expect and presume that at present day, when the teachings of the Buddha is flourishing and reaching in every nook and corner of the world, how can without the Bhikkhuni Sangha it can be propagated and disseminated unless there are our venerable Bhikkhunis to initiate the newer ones into the Dhamma. So, without the Bhikkhuni Sangha, Buddha Parishad is impaired, incomplete. So, it is the not, I can't say that it is our desire or our hope, but it is a must. It is the principle and it is the practice of every Buddha that there must be a Buddha Parishad. Without that, Buddha Parishad is incomplete. Because at the time of the Buddha, when Prajapati Gautami was the first Bhikkhuni initiated in the order, Lord Buddha himself initiated and gave her Pavaja. But after that, Buddha made it a rule that henceforth, if any woman wants to join the order, she will be ordained only by the Bhikkhuni. So, today, we cannot dream, we cannot expect the strengthening and enlarging the Bhikkhuni Sangha without the recognition of the Viditadhammā. Existence, not existence. It is a must. It is a natural order. It is not a need. It is an ultimate order. Because without Bhikkhuni, the Sangha is incomplete. So I again congratulate you all organizers, office bearers, and workers who are giving their full cooperation in the United Theravāda Bhikkhuni Sangha International to organize this event, to enlighten us and to bring a new light into the women folk and in the lay persons towards the Dhamma. And I hope with the joint efforts of the Maha Bodhi Society of India, we will in the very near future will do such resplendent work that the olden times glory will be again revived. Our Upasika Namrata Chadha has met you in the Bodhgaya at the time of that program. She had told me that she will do everything, and she totally dedicated to the Bhikkhuni Sangha. I appreciated her this dedication. So all our other female members in the Maha Bodhi Society, just like Namrata, are with you. And in these by these words, I conclude my thing. So I again congratulate you. I am very much grateful, thankful for you to give me the time. I extend Namo Buddhāya to all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mahendra Singh, for your very encouraging words of supporting and acknowledging the contribution of the Bhikkhuni Sangha and working together with Maha Bodhi Society of India and together with the United Theravāda Bhikkhuni Sangha International. We believe with the good support and always very warm support and acknowledgement from Maha Bodhi Society of India, the Bhikkhuni Sangha internationally do a lot of gratitude to Maha Bodhi Society of India, led by Dr. and also our most venerable P. Seevalee Mahathero, for the support of the continuous ability to ordain the Bhikkhuni, and with running the program for the Bhikkhuni, we believe that this will, of course, bring to a greater height with both organizations coming together, and with all the Maha Bodhi Societies, most venerable bhikkhus, and all the bhikkhunis, and upasaka and upasika. We believe this full assembly, with sincere heart and with their strength and skills and experience, will definitely bring the Buddha Sasana to a greater height. So we wish that all will continue to contribute our selfless service for the propagation of the Buddha Dhamma, and also for the continued support for the Bhikkhu Sangha and Bhikkhuni Sangha, so that the world can be illuminated with the Buddha Dhamma. So thank you again, Dr. Mahendra Singh, for your inspiring speech. Sadhu. So now we will move on to our next speaker, Venerable Viditadhammā Mahatheri, to also give us a sharing entitled Ordination. But before that, we'd like to introduce to you Venerable Viditadhammā Mahatheri. She was born on July 26, 1967 in Lieu, Vietnam, and became a nun right after she graduated from Lieu Teachers Training College, major in English in 1991. So after being trained in Mahayana tradition for 3 years, she has diverted to Theravada tradition and practiced at Bulong Monastery, Ho Chi Minh City, under the guidance of Venerable Punavijo Mahathero. In 1998, having passed a 5-year training course, she was sent to University of Delhi, India, where she has done diploma in Pali with gold medal, MA, MPhil, PhD in Buddhist Studies, major in Pali and Abhidhamma. She teaches Pali for postgraduate course in the same department and attended many national and international conferences with papers presented and published. Next slide, please. She was fully ordained in Sri Lanka in 2002 and was one of the first Theravada Bhikkhunis in Vietnam. After that, she attended many meditation courses in India and Myanmar. In 2012, she organized international Bhikkhuni and Samaneri ordinations and a 3-month training course at Vietnam Mahapajapati Nunnery in Seevalee, Bihar, India, for 38 Bhikkhunis and Samaneris from India, Thailand, Malaysia, and Vietnam. She acted as a Kamma Vachacharini for the Bhikkhuni ordinations in Songkhla, Thailand in 2014, and in Wisma Kusalanani in Lembang, Bandung, in Vihara Kusalanani in Lembang, Bandung, Indonesia in 2015. In 2016, she was appointed as Bhavatini at the Bhikkhuni ordination at Sakyadita Bhikkhuni and Meditation Training Center, Moratuwa, Sri Lanka. Since then, she has been a Bhavatini for Bhikkhuni ordination in Santini Monastery, Australia in 2016 and in Sima Wat Lao International Bodhgaya in 2019 and 2022 recently, especially for the growing number of Vietnamese Bhikkhunis. Now she is the Deputy Head, Department of Dhamma English, Vietnam Buddhist University in Ho Chi Minh City, and abbess of Viên Nunnery, Tục Thiên Wat, Tan Tan District Barrier, Vũng Tàu Province, Vietnam. And she is a Secretary of United Theravada Bhikkhuni Sangha International. We now put our hands together to invite Venerable Lupa Mahatheri to deliver a talk on ordination. Venerable, please.
Yes, thank you, Venerable Sumangala. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good news, because here in Bodhgaya, the internet is very, very slow. So I'm afraid that I cannot go online. But at least now you can hear me. And
Yes,
greeting to everyone from Bodhgaya, the land of the Buddha. You all go back home and I'm still here. Participating in the Pali Tipitaka chanting from the 2nd to the 12th of December. So we have passed 6 days already and 4 days more for the chanting. This year we chant the Milinda Panha in Pali, and this is a very interesting book. So first of all, I would like to share with you my joy and my happiness to be here in Bodhgaya, enjoying the Maha Sangha of about 3,000 members under the sacred Bodhi tree to chant, to recite the Buddha's words. And now I would like to pay respect to the Bhikkhu Sangha, to the Bhikkhuni Sangha, and dear Dhamma friends. Today, I would like to share with you about the International Theravada Bhikkhuni Ordination that was organized, co-organized by Maha Bodhi Society of India and the United Theravada Bhikkhuni Sangha International in Bodhgaya on the November 12th to 11th and 12th, 2022. It was last month, and on behalf of the UTBSI, I would like to share with you about the ordination and also some pictures of the event. So first, now let me share with you the slide. Yeah. So the event is called International Theravada Bhikkhuni Ordination, and it is organized by Maha Bodhi Society of India and United Theravada Bhikkhuni Sangha International, in brief, MBSI and UTBSI. And you can see that we have the combination of the oldest Buddhist society, that is Maha Bodhi Society, that was established in 1891. And 120 years later, 2021. So we were born. So the youngest is advised and guided by the oldest society. The Bhikkhunis are guided by the Bhikkhu Sangha. And I think that it is very auspicious, very good combination. And we are so blessed to have the support and the guidance from the Bhikkhu Sangha, and especially from the Maha Bodhi Society of India, and Bhante P. Seevalee Mahathero, the General Secretary of Maha Bodhi Society of India, is the key person behind our ordination this year. And he and the Maha Bodhi Society of India is so kind to let all of us, the teachers and the candidates, and also the Dhamma workers, to stay in the Maha Bodhi Society for 10 days before the ordination and after the ordination. And for my group, we stayed here for more than 1 month in the Maha Bodhi temple. So we feel that like we are staying in our home and with our brothers and sisters. And next, I would like to share with you. In this ordination, we have 2 upachaya, preceptor from the Bhikkhu Sangha. The first one is Bhante Venerable P. Seevalee Mahathero, General Secretary of Maha Bodhi Society of India, and that who I just mentioned, with gratitude and respect. And then next is Bhante Venerable B. Sri Saranankara Nayaka Mahathero, Chief Judiciary Monk of Malaysia and Chief Monk of Sri Lanka Buddhist Temple in Setun, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And we also have 2 Pavatini. The first is Venerable Santini Mahatheri, Dhamma Chief Coordinator of United Theravada Bhikkhunī Saṅgha International. Also, she is the abbess of Vihara Kusalayani, Maribaya, Bandung, Indonesia. And myself, also a Pavatini, Venerable Viditadhammā. In Vietnam, people call me Lieu. That is a translation of Viditadhammā. Vidita means understood, and Dhamma is the truth, the doctrine. And in Vietnamese, Lieu is understood, Vidita, and Pháp is Dhamma. And I always use his name because, you know, in Vietnam, people don't use Pali name. So if I use Pali names in my university, they don't know who is that. So that's why I had to use 2 names together. Viditadhammā is a Pali name. It is a must for every Theravada monks and nuns. And also Lieu is my name that is commonly used in Vietnam, especially in my temples and in my university. And I'm founding secretary of UTBSI and abbess of Suññatā Bhikkhuni Ārāma in Vietnam. For the Kammavacharya from the Bhikkhu Sangha, we have 3 monks to act as the Kammavacharya, to read on the Kammavacha, to perform the Bhikkhu, the ordination within the Sangha, Bhikkhu Sangha, and also with the witness of the Bhikkhuni Sangha. The first one is Venerable Kalupahana Piya Ratanathero. He's a member of the Human Rights Commission of Sri Lanka, and he's now staying at Purana Mahaviharaya, Kebiliyaphala, Hakmana, Sri Lanka. And then the second Kammavacharya is Venerable Thalangali Sumanturamatero, and he's staying at Sri Punya Wadana Ramaya in Dehiwala, Sri Lanka. And the third Kammavacharya is Venerable Bhikkhu Dhammapala Mahathero. He is the founder and abbot of Brahma Vihara Monastery and Retreat Center in Malaysia, and also the monastic Advisory Panel of Theravada Buddhist Council of Malaysia. As Kammavachacharini, we have 3 pairs of Kammavachacharini who read the Kammavacha and ask the questions to the candidates and lead the candidates to the Bhikkhunī Saṅgha and to the Bhikkhu Saṅgha for the ordination. And you know, during the Bhikkhuni ordination, the most heavy and difficult task and tiring task does not belong to the Upachaya or to the Pavatini, but to the Kammavachacharini. That is why we have only 2 Upachaya and 2 Pavatini, but we have 3 Kammavachacharya and 6 Kammavachacharini. So the first pair is Venerable Dhamma Vichani Theri and Venerable Suthamika Theri from Vicharam Dhamma Center in Ban Rai, Thani, Thailand. The second pair is Venerable Dhammapali Theri from Punyagiri Monastery in Dong Nai, Vietnam, and Venerable Sumangala Bhikkhuni, Dhamma Coordinator of UTBSI and Abbess of Arya Vihara, Malaysia. The third pair is Venerable Vichayani Bhikkhuni and Venerable Satika Bhikkhuni from Vihara Kusalayani Maribaya, Bandung, Indonesia. Apart from the Pavatini and Kammavachacharinis, we also have 2 senior Bhikkhunis who could not come to our ordination in India, but are always with us in the spirit and also in the teaching. So we call them advisors and teachers. The first one is Venerable Bhikkhuni Tathaloka Mahatheri. She is the founding abbess, Dhammacharini, Northern California, USA, co-founder of Theravāda Bhikkhuni Association of North America, and also coordinator of the UTBSI. Venerable Tathaloka follows on the online, on the Zoom session of our ordination, even at midnight or in the daytime. And she also pre-recorded the lectures to send to our students for the pre-ordination training. So we are so grateful to her. And the next one is also a very important person. That is Venerable Dhammananda Mahatheri. She's the coordinator of UTBSI and the abbess of Somthamakanyani Monastery in Nakhon Pathom, Thailand. She also sent 2 of her Bhikkhuni students, Venerable Dhamma Paripurna and Venerable Dhamma Sumana, to come here to be among the Bhikkhuni quorum and also the organizing committee's members. And about the candidates, there are 2 applications from India, 2 from Thailand, 1 from Malaysia, 1 from Indonesia, 1 from Australia, and 28 from Vietnam. The candidates applied for ordination online. We send them the application form on the Google form, and then they just apply online. After that, the Board of Theri's Committee, on behalf of the United Theravada Bhikkhuni Sangha International, considered every case and called for interviews when necessary. After the interview, the application from Indonesia and from Thailand, 1 from Thailand, did not satisfy the requirements. That is why they are not accepted for ordination this time. And the rest then got a letter of confirmation for Bhikkhuni Upasampada. This letter is to confirm that she is accepted for the Bhikkhuni Upasampada or higher ordination. Material were then sent to candidates to study and understand and rehearse. to ensure that they are suitably prepared to fulfill ordination procedure. So the material that is sent to the candidates include Bhikkhuni Vuttapana Upasampada to learn by heart for the request of ordination. Then the Bhikkhuni Patimokkha, the 4th edition, edited by Venerable Tathaloka Bhikkhuni and Venerable Nimala Bhikkhuni. Third is the history of Bhikkhuni Sangha, compiled by Venerable Dhammananda, and also sample of written test questions and answers. The Bhikkhuni training and evaluation program and Bhikkhuni ordination procedures and rehearsal period are from 6th to 14th of November 2022. Candidates must fulfill fully the period of pre-ordination training, actual ordination, and post-training. In the pre-ordination training, there are teachings from many Mahatheras and Mahatheris. For example, brief introduction on Bhikkhuni Sangha history, Bhikkhuni Vinaya, Vibhanga, and Chulavagga by Venerable Tathaloka Mahatheri. It is a pre-recorded lecture because she's in the USA and she could not come. Or the history of the Bhikkhuni Sangha, past and present ordination by Venerable Dhammananda Mahatheri, also pre-recorded. Introduction to Bhikkhuni Patimokkha by myself, Viditadhammā Mahatheri, Nisaggiya and Pachitiya by Venerable Dhamma Vichanitheri from Thailand, Apati Desana and Settlement by Venerable Tathaloka Mahatheri, and Antarajika Dhamma, a lesson and practical also by myself. After the 3-day training, the candidates has to do written text and oral text. The written test, there are 2 parts. The first part is on Bhikkhuni Patimokkha that can be done in 1 hour, and candidates have to answer 3 out of 5 questions. The second is the written test on history of Bhikkhuni Sangha, also in 1 hour, and candidates have to answer 2 out of 4 questions. The oral test includes reciting by heart Pali sutras and verses. And the first part of the Pali Bhikkhuni Patimokkha, if not, they are not able to learn by heart, then the candidates may refer to the test and they can choose 4 out of the 8 parachikas to recite. So totally, the oral test for each candidate is about 20 to 30 minutes. And after the test, on the candidates passed the written test, but 2 failed. 2 candidates failed the oral test because they could not learn by heart on the suttas, Pali suttas and verses, and especially the 10 precepts and giving blessing and Paccavekkhana. So the requirements is that they have to pass at least 70%, but 2 of them could not get enough marks, so they could not get ordination, even though they have come to India. So that is why instead of 33 candidates, we have finally only 31 candidates that were ordained. The actual Bhikkhuni ordination ceremony took place on November 11 and 12, 2022 at the Sima of Wat Lao International, Bodhgaya. On the first day, 5 batches, 3 candidates each, and on the second day, 6 batches, also of 3 candidates each, were ordained. In the morning with the Bhikkhuni Sangha, and in the afternoon with the 2 Sanghas, then the Bhikkhu Sangha and with the witness of the Bhikkhuni Sangha. Post-ordination, we had a 2-day program of workshops and seminars. Venerable Santini Mahatheri gave a talk about the fourfold assembly that illuminates the world. And Venerable Dhammapala Mahathera from Malaysia also gave a Dhamma talk. But I forgot his the name of his lecture, so I did not mention here. And after that, the newly ordained bhikkhunis were divided into various groups to discuss on topics concerning bhikkhunis and monastic life, including one, the necessity of gradual training. It means that we should not be in a hurry to get full ordination, but should forward step by step. First anagarika, and then for 1 year or 2 years, and after that samaneri for 2 to 3 years, and after that sikhamana, and after that the bhikkhuni. Some people, some bhikkhunis, they in India and somewhere else, I heard that they were so hurried. That is why after samaneri ordination, only for some months or 1 year, they asked to get the bhikkhuni ordination, and it is not correct according to the Vinaya. Or the number 2, the importance of staying with a teacher after ordination. You know, from the beginning, we said that after interview, one a candidate from Indonesia and one candidate from Thailand were not accepted because they could not confirm that they could come and stay with a senior bhikkhuni or with Pavatini, because one has to take care of her sick mother, and the other does not have a proper teacher. Or the problem of relinquishing of asset and property or money before ordination. Number 4, how can harmonious Sangha be achieved? Number 5, importance of teacher discipleship and Nisaya. Number 6, distribution of the duties and responsibilities among the community. When we stay in the same nunnery, how we distribute the duties, etc. Number 7 is community living and abiding by the Vinaya rule. Sometimes you see that when we live in the community, sometimes it's very difficult to observe on the precepts and how to compromise. Number 8 is the importance of having competent bhikkhus or bhikkhunis or for ordination. Because to organize an ordination, we need the presence of the Bhikkhu Sangha and the Bhikkhuni Sangha. We need the training, we need the ceremony, we need someone who can read the Kamma Vacha and who can perform the ceremony in a smooth way and according to the Vinaya. So it is very important to train some competent bhikkhus and bhikkhunis. And number 9, procedures of reordination into the Theravada tradition. Until now, I think that this one is left not to be discussed because we let the newly ordained bhikkhunis discuss. But this one should be discussed among the senior bhikkhunis. And number 10 is living and abiding by the Patimokkha. And we notice that the newly ordained bhikkhunis, even though they are still junior and unexperienced, but when we ask them to divide into groups and discuss, and they will, after discussion for about 1.5 hours, each group will send 1 or 2 representatives to present what they have discussed to the Bhikkhuni Sangha. And we were so surprised that they could do very well. They could discuss and they could present very many interesting and useful ideas. And finally, after the ordination and after the training and after the seminar, they got the certificates of ordination from the Upachaya and the Pavatinis. So below are some photos of the ordination. You see, this is a written text. This is the Samaneri reordination before Upasampada in the Buddha Hall of the Maha Bodhi Society temple in Bodhgaya. So these are the Venerable Dhamma Vichani and Venerable Suttamika as Kammavachacharini for my students from Suññatā Bhikkhuni Ārāma. And this is a Pavatini with the disciple. Before they, when they come for ordination, they will offer flowers and incense and candles to the Pavatini. And after that, this is in the afternoon with the Bhikkhu Sangha and the Bhikkhuni Sangha. Here are the two Kammavachacharini, Vichayani and Satika from Indonesia. And these are the international batch, one from Malaysia, one from Thailand, and one from Australia. This is Venerable Santini as Pavatini for the Thai candidate. And myself as Pavatini for my disciples from Suññatā Bhikkhuni Ārāma with Venerable Dhamma Vichani and Venerable Suttamika as Kammavachacharini. And these are Venerable Dhammapali and Venerable Sumangala as Kammavachacharinis. And you can see Venerable Seevalee here as Upachaya and Venerable Saranankara here, Venerable Kalupahana Piyaratana, Venerable Sutama in the community of the Bhikkhuni and Bhikkhu Sangha. In this picture, Venerable Santini give the Ovada instruction to the newly ordained Bhikkhunis. These are the two Kammavachachariyas, Venerable Piyaratana and Venerable Dhammapala. These are Venerable Piyaratana and Venerable Sutama, with Venerable Saranankara as Upachaya. Venerable P. Seevalee Mahathera. This is Venerable Saranankara. These are the senior monks witnessing the ordination. And these are the newly ordained Bhikkhunis together with the senior Bhikkhunis after the ordination. This is the lecture pre-recorded by Venerable Tathaloka. Oh, I couldn't find the picture of Venerable Dhammananda lectures, so that's why I couldn't post it here. And these are the group discussion among the newly ordained Bhikkhunis. They are divided into 6 or 7. And after that, they will send one representative to present their ideas to the Bhikkhuni Sangha. And this is the photo of newly ordained Bhikkhunis taking the certificates from the Upachaya and Pavatini. So these are the on the what I need to send to present to you about our ordination. This is the first time the UTBSI cooperated with the MBSI to organize the International Theravada Bhikkhuni ordination, and we hope that we can organize ordination every year. And with our new website going to be released, we can inform widely to the Bhikkhuni, to the candidates from all over the world, in America, Australia, in Europe and in Asia, so that we can come together and we can make the ordination together up to the standard, and we can together train the candidates before training and the bhikkhunis after training. And I would like to share with you one good news, that during our ordination program, Venerables Seevalee Mahathero took us to a school in Bodhgaya, next to Cambodian temple, and opposite the 85th Buddha statue, Japanese temple. And that school belonged to the MBSI. It was a primary school before, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the school was closed for 2 years. And now all the students have gone to the government school, and that's why MBSI decided to close the school for good and dedicated this school to become the International Theravada Bhikkhuni Training Center. And we had the inauguration ceremony on the 8th of November, and we started to raise funds to renovate the school into a training center. And Venerable Viditadhammā Bhikkhuni from Thailand, who is an architect by profession before she was ordained, also volunteered to plan the renovation. So I hope that in the near future, we our Sangha, Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni Sangha, Upasaka, Upasikas can together raise fund, and not only fund, but also we can come with the ideas, with plans, how to run the training program to not only train the Indian Bhikkhunis, but also Bhikkhunis from Asia and other continents. Because Bodhgaya is a sacred place, and for myself, or Venerable Santini, Venerable Sumangala, we come here every year to take the devotees for the pilgrimage and also for the Palitipitaka chanting. And now we have the Bhikkhuni Training Center. We can add one more activity in our plan, so that we can do something for the Bhikkhuni Sangha and also for the Buddha Sasana. And with this, I would like to conclude my presentation. And I wish that in the future, we can have more and more common activities among the Bhikkhu Sangha, together with the Bhikkhuni Sangha, and with the support of the Upasaka and Upasikas. Thank you so much for your listening.
Thank you very much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu to Venerable Viditadhammā, Mahatheri, for your very comprehensive coverage about how ordination of bhikkhuni take place. I think with this sharing, a lot of people will start to learn about higher ordination of bhikkhuni and the process of the entering into the Bhikkhuni Sangha. And it is so important, just like our theme for today, the importance of the Bhikkhuni Sangha existence. And I think with the role of Maha Bodhi Society and the United Theravada Bhikkhuni Sangha International, we can see truly the spirit of making this possible for the Bhikkhuni Sangha to continue to exist and to prolong. And with the coming together of all the Mahatheris, the Theris and Bhikkhunis, and all the Upasaka and Upasika, and all the senior bhikkhus, this is truly international and truly united. And we can also see that training is so important. Like the Buddha said, for the enlightenment, the threefold training is so important. And for the candidates, it is very important for them to practice well, so that the ordination is not just an ordination, but it's a true aspiration for liberation and true aspiration to illuminate the Bhikkhuni Sangha, so that more and more people will be inspired to walk the noble path. And also the importance of teacher discipleship, for the progress for the candidates, whether from anagarika to samaneri or samaneri to bhikkhuni. So indeed, we are very blessed that with the coming up of United Theravada Bhikkhuni Sangha International, this is made possible with a selfless contribution and selfless service from all the Mahatheris all over the world to come together to make this possible for our generation and generation to come. Again, thank you so much, Venerable Park, for your comprehensive sharing. And with this Sanghamitta Day spirit, I think the Bhikkhuni Sangha will continue to flourish, hopefully, just like in the past for another 1,000 years or beyond. So thank you very much again for coming to share with us. And we are so fortunate that the line is stable all the time so that this sharing could be broadcast to many people. So sadhu again to you. And we hope that the program in Bodhgaya too is successful and meaningful to all. So next, we would like to continue our program by sharing with you. Actually, indeed, we have invited one of the very senior Bhikkhuni, Mahatheri, Venerable Sada Sumana Mahatheri, but unfortunately, we are not able to contact her today. So, but in replacement, we are showing you the pre-record video snapshot of the first Theravada Bhikkhuni ordination of this modern era, and Venerable Bhikkhuni Kusuma Mahatheri spoke about how the journey of reviving the Bhikkhuni Sangha in our modern era. So do pay attention to rejoice and to understand the coming of the Bhikkhuni ordination and the Bhikkhuni Sangha of the modern era.
I am Bhikkhuni Kusuma from Sri Lanka. Before my ordination, I was Dr. Kusuma Devendra, and my ordination was held in Saranath by the Korean Sangha in 1996. I was married and I was a science teacher for a long time, having taught science for nearly 12 years. Then I came back to Sri Lanka and started studying Buddhism. I had a first degree in Pali, and so Dr. Lottamosa sent me a ticket to come to Germany and study Pali Vinaya, Bhikkhuni Vinaya. It was not known to anybody in Sri Lanka. The monks had not even opened the pages. It was Ayya Khema who instigated me to do that. I was a bhikkhuni, I'm undergoing the ordination, and at the same time I'm translator to the nuns. My second PhD is on the path, Bhikkhuni Vinaya. It is Venerable Analeo. He has done a comprehensive study on the Bhikkhuni Vinaya. He and Bhikkhu Bodhi are working together. Nobody can contest him because he has all the traditions, Chinese, Korean, Pali, and the English, and he's a linguist. I wanted to know the feasibility of the Korean Vinaya and with our Pali Vinaya. How far is it possible to get a Korean ordination? Then the Venerable Vipulasara sent me to Korea, and for 3 months it was held for me. Ordination was done according to Dharma Gupta Vinaya, whereas Sri Lanka it is the Pali tradition. I went through this and then I studied their Vinaya and found that it is identical to the Pali Vinaya. They are Dharma Gupta Vinaya. There is a reason for that. The Bhikkhuni ordination historically came from India through Sanghamitta. That's the daughter of Emperor Asoka. That was in the 3rd century BC. In the 6th century AD, that's 900 years later, Sri Lanka Bhikkhunis traveled to China and established the Bhikkhuni order in China. Then they went by the sailing ships crossed the dangerous seas on the Silk Route. There were merchants going up and down China on the Silk Route to Sri Lanka. And they went in those, Nandi was the person, and then they went and they established the Bhikkhuni Sasana, the Sri Lankan Bhikkhuni Sasana in China. The Bhikkhuni Vinaya, the procedure, the ordaining procedure was the same as was practiced in India during the time of the Buddha. So that's the lineage from Mahaprajapati to Sanghamitta, from Sanghamitta to Devasara. Devasara was the Bhikkhuni who headed the delegation to China, and she took the ordination to China. So the lineage is Sri Lankan lineage. And now it is the Sri Lankan ordination procedure that is now being followed in China, Korea, and all the countries in the world. So actually all the Bhikkhunis in the world are descendants of Sri Lankan Bhikkhunis. Before the lineage broke up in China with this communist regime, it had already gone to Korea and established. So the original recension from Sri Lanka is still in Korea. I understood this when I did my research. So I was very confident that the lineage is still there. The dual ordination procedure is followed in Korea. Actually, the monks alone can give ordination. That was the Buddha's original intention. Later, when the Bhikkhunis' numbers grew, then the Buddha said, now the Bhikkhunis are there in large numbers, and there were reasons for that. Now you may have 10 Bhikkhunis to give you the first ordination, and then 10 Bhikkhus to give you the second ordination. That is how the dual ordination system began. The numbers of Bhikkhunis, sometimes if the Bhikkhunis are not available in this world, still the Buddha did not nullify that the Bhikkhus can give ordination alone. Injunction that monks can ordain nuns. That has not been discredited or dissolved. At that time, there were many Bhikkhunis. There were 150 Koreans.
So many.
Bhikkhus and Bhikkhunis. The ceremony was done in the Korean language, and they had an interpreter. And I had been in Korea 3 months, and then I had translated it into Sinhala for our nuns. And every one of them had a file where in Sinhala they knew everything, all the questions and the answers.
Yes.
So when it was given in Korean language and it was translated into English language, it was my turn to translate into Sinhala language. So the ordination was impeccable. It was very right. The Buddha ordained Bhikkhuni, not Theravada or Mahayana. The Bhikkhuni is a Bhikkhuni. If she gets the ordination from monks or dual monk, she remains a Bhikkhuni so long as she does not break the Parajika rules. When I was in Korea, I get a frantic call from Sri Lanka, from Venerable Vipulasara. He told me, I am under fire. All the monks are attacking. This cannot be done. I am going to cancel this ordination. Nobody is supporting me. Then he told me, then I was doing the research. He told me, unless you take the leadership role and take the responsibility, these nuns are not up to it, because this is an international one and a historical event. And then he told me, either you take it and take the leadership and then do it, or else I'm going to cancel it. Then by that time, 150 Koreans have already booked their tickets to come to India, to Sarnath for the ordination. And Venerable Vipulasara is trying to back out. I said, Venerable Sir, if you cancel this, there will never be another ordination. Even at the risk of my life, I will join this. If you ask me, please don't cancel it.
Yes.
Then he put down the receiver.
Yes.
And that was how I was involved into this Bhikkhuni ordination. Because I am under attack from all sides. I said, I have lived enough. Then I was nearly 69 years. I said, whether it is at the risk of my life, anybody will kill me, that's okay. So that is how I became the first Bhikkhuni. There was no one to take it.
Because we selected the 10 and she was the most qualified person. So they said according to the age we can make her the leader and send the first as the first
So
Bhikkhuni.
because of that, the second ordination was possible in Bodhgaya.
When it was publicized, soon after the ordination, actually, because it was on the first page and on the news, television, they said the Bhikkhuni order has been restored. That to the opening news, and everybody got alarmed actually. Then the new first page, all the Korean robe and everything, then the monks started, all the criticism came that time. You can't forget Bhikkhu, our Dhamma Lokatero, the most venerable. He was the deputy chief monk of the Amarapura Nikaya, scholarly monk. He became the Upajjhaya of all these Bhikkhunis, today's Bhikkhunis. He said he was never interested in this Bhikkhuni and he never studied, but because of this controversy, he started reading about this. He said, Bhikkhuni Vinaya. He said, monks never studied because they never thought it will be wanted. There are no Bhikkhunis and there will never be Bhikkhunis and we will not want this Bhikkhuni Vinaya to study. So nobody bothered about it, to criticize. When some monks, everybody got alarmed and criticism started, then he said, he started going through the books and he said it was so, it's a miracle. Every time he touched, he get the books that he want. And he told me, he was a very senior monk, unfortunately he passed away in the 80s. He said, he was replying to all the articles. He is the one who was replying to all the newspaper articles. And finally he said, he read the Vinaya 3 times and he found no fault in that. And he challenged to anybody who can find the chapter and verse, let me know whether it is against the Vinaya or Dharma, the Bhikkhunis. Thanks to our Mahathero. So I was very nervous. She was in Korea. I am the one who was coordinating with him.
Immediately after our Korean ordination, our Sri Lankan monks
gave
us our Sri Lankan robes and said, now we recognize you as a Bhikkhuni. Please wear our Sri Lankan robe. The same day, we changed
immediately
to this
robe.
Theravada robe.
So there was an invitation from a bhikkhu.
Bhikkhu Kesri Dhammananda, then in...
Was he there?
That's the chief, formerly the chief monk in Malaysia.
Yeah, and another one in USA, Venerable Gunaratna.
They were not there for your
They were not there, but they are very positive.
They were very positive.
That's the Gunaratna from in America,
Right.
and above us.
Yeah, but personally they were not present, but Valpulapiyananda Thero was present.
Physically present.
He physically, and he had the presence of mind to bring the 10 robes.
Pandita,
Devasiri, that's what I was telling you.
highly educated monk.
So by looking at the resurrection of the Bhikkhuni order in our modern era, I think each and every one of us feel touched, and also the resurrection is done, as we can see, with much effort and with much commitment and bravery, and also not just because of that, but it's with a lot of research. And all the research pointed to the possibility and the realization of the ordination for the Bhikkhuni. So the Bhikkhuni Sangha of the modern era has lived for 26 years. And now the United Theravada Bhikkhuni Sangha International is also taking this step to further support and to give this opportunity to more and more female who are keen to learn the Dhamma and who are keen to also practice as a monastic Sangha, so that the Bhikkhuni Sangha can continue to thrive for the well-being, for the happiness and benefit of the many. So indeed, we are truly grateful to all our past Mahatheris, and the late Venerable Kusuma Mahatheri has passed away at the age of 92 last year. And we are truly fortunate also to have them to resurrect this ordination after 1,000 years of silence. So indeed, to all the Bhikkhuni Sangha, to all the Mahatheris and Theris and Bhikkhunis of today, let us continue to live the spirit of being virtuous, being learned, and being skillful in our practice, so that the Buddha Sasana can continue to grow for all who are keen to seek that way for liberation. So we thank the technical team for kindly compile this video and to give us the gist and the understanding and the motivation on our role to support, whether it's Bhikkhu or Bhikkhuni or Upasaka and Upasika. And for us in Malaysia, we are also truly grateful for Venerable K. Sri Dhammananda, our senior bhikkhus. He's like our father in Malaysia for the Buddhism in Malaysia. And we are truly grateful for him too, to inspire not only the batch during the 1996, and also to inspire me to start the Bhikkhuni development in Malaysia. So again, we thank everyone for your attention. And next, we'd like to introduce further our speaker for tonight. And she's Venerable Songkai Bhikshuni. And Venerable Bhikshuni Songkai is born in Payabasi, Labuhan, Medan, Indonesia in 1962. And in 1976, she was graduated from Sutomo Junior High School, Medan, and continued her studies at Po Kwang San Monastery, Kaohsiung, Taiwan. In May 1977, she joined the Sangha. In 1981, she returned to Indonesia and began spreading the Dhamma to various regions in Aceh, Indonesia. In March 8, 1984, Venerable established Dhamma Suci Great Mass School in Indonesia. 1986-1995, Venerable continued to receive education at Bukkyo University, Kyoto, Japan. In June 8, 1987, Venerable also inaugurated Great Mass Chetya Dhamma Suci. In May 15, 1994, Venerable inaugurated Great Mass Dhamma Suci Monastery. And in 2001, up to the present, Venerable conduct Dhamma classes at Dhamma Suci Monastery in New Zealand. 2005 to present, Venerable also conducted Dhamma classes at Singapore Buddhist Lodge, December 2nd, 2012. Again, Venerable inaugurated PIK Dhamma Suci Monastery. And 2016, Venerable established Dhamma Suci Meditation Center in Auckland. And November 13, 2021, Venerable conducted a soft launching on Dhamma Suci main clinic in Indonesia. So now we will share the topic that Venerable Bhikshuni Songkai is presenting with a pre-record video by the title, The Requirement for Being a Dhamma Dutta.
Namo Buddhāya. I really appreciate to Venerable Bhikkhuni Santini Mahatheri. She has given me this opportunity to share my Dhamma Dutta lives. in this special Sanghamitta Days 2022. First of all, one should have a willing and patient, no matter life. One we're facing, especially joint Sangha life, is not easy as people think. We have to spend 4 to 6 hours learning classic sutra, Tipitaka, etc. as our basic. Live together with more than 100 people is not easy. A lot of argue, challenge, conflict, and disagreement. Do you believe that Sangha life is so peaceful without any conflict? If we cannot overcome this situation, how can we get a peace and concentrate as our basic nunnery life? I can still remember when I was in Sangha Training College for Guangsan. All of us students, we have to work in teams, and most of the time, we were each given tasks and turns to complete this task. Some of the tasks include cleaning and preparing the main hall, cooking for more than 200 people meals every day. In the dining hall, cleaning and setting of tables, gardening, planting, and sweep, etc. This was undoubtedly very interesting, yet difficult, as not all the team members have the same perspective. When working in terms, it is important to open-minded about the opinions of others. One day, before the start to new semester, I had a very strange nun in my team. As a result of the semester before, I heard that she was strange and the most difficult person in our college that time. And now she became one of our team members. Oh dear, how should I deal with this? I started thinking to myself. However, I like to have a challenging college life in my young age. I try to accept her and welcome her. I also let her do what she likes and never blame at her. Even though I experiences this situation of her being strange as frustrating, and at times I wanted to just jump around the room and just scream out loudly, but I never did. After many months, we had been working together. I tried to accept her. I also tried to make jokes with her and to be friendlier. Day by day, she began to open up to me. And this is when I realized that these kinds of difficult people are everywhere. They also need a friend they can trust. They also need our care and our concern. No matter where I go, I can never escape from these kinds of difficult people. Sure, it may be possible to avoid the first or second difficult person, but how about the third or even the 10th person I will encounter? Escape wasn't a permanent solution and also have nothing to learn from it. So to cultivate myself, this is also one of the requirements for being a Dharma Dutta light. As a result of these experiences, I made an extra effort to smile more to her. I kept checking with her if she was okay. I let her know that she should rest if she was unwell, and not to worry about our duties, etc. From these experiences, I had learned how to tolerate these kinds of difficult people, along with how to deal with them. I felt grateful that I have had this chance to meet her and have her in my life. She became one of my close friends until now. So, how to experience authentic happiness? Well-being and psychology safety in our Dhammadutta life. This kind of mental stability must arise from internal and authentic causes. From within our mind, it does not depend on any external things, such as the behavior of others, nor any outside conditions. In Buddhist teaching, we call this pure happiness, which is a deep, stable, heartfelt happiness, and we can build upon it day by day. It is a kind of joy that, in some sense, it is always in our mind. Once I met a very snobby lady who I have never ever met before. I saw her carry a fancy colored bag, walking toward the main hall along with her elegant, stylish, and modern fashion during the Chinese New Year. So I approached her with a smiling and polite attitude to welcome her. However, she seemed to have been raised to behave in a snobby way. I thought that she might not notice on her own snobbery. Perhaps she was insecure inside and tried to hide it away. As a result, she wanted to show that she was better than others. I tried to maintain my confidence and would not let her make me feel inferior. This is a good chance for me to learn how to interact with rude and snobby people. I kept asking her different kinds of questions, pretending I did not notice anything was different about her. Along with her rudeness and interior attitude, I practiced to face the fearful with no fears. I tried to have a calm and polite conversation with her in greeting Chinese New Year, etc. After communicating to each other about 10 minutes, she has left. The thing that was really surprising was on the next day, she brought her husband and children to come to visit our temple again. And I greeted me in a completely different way. Since then, most of the family accompany her to greet us during Chinese New Year for more than 20 years until now. From this experience, I have learned to always speak kindly and welcome people positively. I never once wanted to change people's behaviors, nor do I ever want to complain about them. I can remember in the Suññatā Agama Sutra, chapter 33, the Buddha told the parable of the 4 horses. He explained that there are 4 kinds of horses. The first horse collapsed merely only at the sign of a whip without the whip touching him, which is why he runs at the driver's wheel. He runs either slow or fast, turn right or left, as this is an excellent horse, just like the people who can drive him or herself very well. They have the ability to examine people's languages, aspirations, and observe it. They even know how they should react next. The second horse collapses when the whip touches its hair, which can run as well as the first one. This is the second group of the horses. However, we have to tell these people what and when they should react. The third horse collapses when the whip touches its skin, which will then run only when they feel pain on their body. These kinds of people should give warning or some clear message. As a result, many people only rely on visual symbols, such as a road sign, or even get fined to warn The four horse only begins to collapse when the whip touch its bones. It means after the pain to its bones, such as one of my friend's sons, after drinking driving, hit someone who had just left their house. He was then imprisoned for more than 2 years. Other people I knew eat too much junk food until it caused chronic sickness to their bodies. So let's imagine how difficult it is for the fourth one to learn how to run. And most of us react just like the fourth group of the horse. Continuously, I try to practice in which I can assist the people whom surround me to feel psychologically safe and positive. How do we create or implement our own psychological safety? Just as the first or second horse's behavior. If I did not feel comfortable, how could others feel safe and comfortable working with me? I will not have an impressive nor impactful experience on my own life of the life of others. In Dhamma life, the idea of practicing compassion is very similar to applying positive and safe psychology, which assists our surrounding people to feel safe, comfortable, and free from suffering. PowerPoint, please. So, after several years of training, about 3 to 5 years of training, or even longer, we need to get the training with others. So I start to think, what can I contribute to others? What can I help? How can I help people? So in my own experiences, I start my training from Amitabha retreat for 7 days in several places. People will get calm, peaceful mind, and concentration during the retreat. Besides that, I also can improve my self-cultivation. So really grateful. After a couple of years, our committee support us to build a private school from kindergarten to primary school. At that time, I thought, if a Sangha member can live life in a school, one can have unlimited learning. So my motto is high concept, high touch. These two photos, young boys. These two young boys is our professional public speaker and TV broadcasters. And another one is the best graduate at Technical University of Darmstadt, Germany. So, deep philosophy in classic sutra is not popular and not easy to understand in the society. After having long-term Dharma class in many countries and many places, such as in Singapore, Hong Kong, Auckland, and Indonesia. So I found people join Dharma class learning Buddhist philosophy are very limited. Mostly they like to listen what they can understand. So I try to teach what is suitable for them. If they can understand and fulfill their need, then they will feel happy and enjoy it very much. After many years in monastery life and education life, I found people like to come to see us and discuss their problem with us, such as family problem, spouse problem, even children education problem, how to help them in this situation. I have joined some counseling training courses during my staying in Singapore. From these courses, I have learned how to encourage people to always have positive thinking, speak in positive way. So, listen without judgment is my motto when I having counseling session with these people. It is impossible to solve all the problem, but sometimes they only need people to listen their problem and bring them to peaceful and calming atmosphere. This is also a kind of the blessing from Sangha. So being a Dhammadutta life, it is important that we never stop learning to improve ourselves and others. So this is only my own story, my own sharing to all of you. I wish all of these UTBSI members always stay healthy, working together in harmonies, and guide us always in our Dhammadutta lives. Sabe sata bhavantu sukhitata. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We thank Venerable Bhikkhunī Saṅgha so much for her real life sharing and the reality of going forth and as samana who cultivate the mind along the way is not a rosy path, but a path that makes us realize what the Buddha taught us about dukkha. And also the real tips that he said, those are the teachers for us to learn about tolerance, patience, endurance. And at the end of the day, due to metta, friendliness, they too become our friend. So it's in this spirit that we can see the importance of the bhikkhuni who are able to realize this point and to share with us their journey, and so that we too will be inspired to develop further qualities of being a samana, of being a Dhammadutta. And through the learning of others, we too will be able to stay positive and to have a positive thinking, positive speech, and positive listening, and also actions, so that the more people will be able to be helped to resolve their own challenges in life, so they can help themselves. And a very important thing is that for us as a cultivator, these are the cultivation that we can do to improve ourselves and to develop ourselves and to keep on learning, to keep on practicing and keep on realizing. And this is the threefold training, the spiritual life that each and everyone can pursue, and at the end to free ourselves from the cycle of suffering. So thank you very much, Venerable Bhikkhunī Saṅgha, for your motivation and inspiring sharing. The next, I'd like to introduce to you Mrs. Namrata Chada. Mrs. Namrata Chada is veteran and known name in a field of women empowerment. She has written on themes including feminism and class conflict, and working relentlessly on violence against women. Away from limelight, she has been helping community with serious unattended issues and contributing to the society for more than 3 decades. Her maiden book of revolutionary poems, Aina, is based on real incidents that she has come across while dealing with social ills. The idea behind writing is to urge her readers to help break the unseen chains that women have been locked in for a long time. And today, Mrs. Namrata Chada would like to share with us the promotion and development of Indian Bhikkhuni Sangha. And she has kindly sent us a pre-record video.
Namo tasso bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tasso bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tasso bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good evening, everybody. I am very glad and happy that UTBSI has invited me on this auspicious day, commemorate of the Sanghamitta day. I am very glad indeed that they have given me this opportunity that I can say something on the importance of the and how Bhikkhuni Sangha. As a women rights activist, I wanted to tell you, whatever I am going to speak here, it is my own experience, my sharing with others, and the way I am working with Mahabodhi Society of India since last 20 years. So on the basis of my experience, my learning, my interaction with other member of the community, I am going to present this. If there is something wrong or I am hurting anybody's sentiment, please pardon me, because I am not highly literate, highly qualified like you. First of all, I am going to all the Bhikkhunis and especially the coordinator of this program. I am very grateful that such a beautiful things they are doing very on the regular basis. They are uniting us together so we can do something more on the Bhikkhuni Sangha. Buddha was the first feminist and first ever religious leader who believes in gender equality and very precisely asserted that women can achieve enlightenment just like men. He was also a staunch believer in equanimity and upekkha. But people from the other religion, they always say in Buddhism there is a very lower status for the Bhikkhunis. So we have to break this myth that whoever spread this, we do not know. We should not go to the history. Who are responsible for that? But it is our duty in modern era, we have to break this myth and tell people what is the truth about the Bhikkhunis and the gender equality in Viditadhammā. Buddha believed in evolution and never considered women inferior to men. Rather, he unfolded new boundaries for women by establishing the Bhikkhuni Sangha. As we know, Prajapati Gautami was the first Bhikkhuni. Not only she was the first Bhikkhuni and she was in charge of Bhikkhuni Sangha, but the millions of women from her city, from her country, they joined her as a Bhikkhuni in that Sangha. Buddhist teaching indicate an individual can attain the highest spiritual state, Nibbana, irrelevant of the gender. Buddhist teaching have a somewhat different approach to gender. What we are now studying or reading on our modern days book, that is a totally different radical gender approach. But for Buddha, it was a totally scientific and different approach. We should know that Buddhist community endeavored to give a fair possibility to male and female by introducing four societies within it. As we know, it is a bhikkhu, bhikkhunis, upasak, upasika. Without anyone's absent, other cannot balance this institute. Promotion of Bhikkhuni Sangha, what we can do, what is our duties, what we can do unitedly. This is my opinion, it is my reflection. Maybe all are not agree with that, but I do believe we have to conduct more and more number of seminars, workshop, awareness and discussion with the small community groups, religious leaders, intellectual mass, scientists, teachers, even homemakers. We should approach them, we should go to them, we should ask them to come and see how Bhikkhuni sons are doing. And the political and religious leader influence a very big mass and they can influence the policy of one country. So we have seen the previously many Bhikkhuni are facing when they are issuing for passport visa because of their new identity. So we have to discuss with the very top level affluent people also. For my reflection, I wanted to say, because it is a very short presentation, very short time has given to me, I have essentially denied that false allegation made by a few scholars and feminists on the Buddha to give a lower status or a stage to Bhikkhunis. I totally denied that. And my sole objective to make the new generation to aware of these stories which have become a document of social changes, a lot happening towards the process of women, but its seeds planted in the Buddhist period. Now we are saying what we are talking about, the women empowerment or the policies and the programs in the different countries, but we have to say it is already in the Buddhist period, it has been seeded. In my experience, it will be very effective and practical, not only one for the Buddhist women, but for all other non-Buddhist communities who adore, who respect, who support Buddha Dhamma. We have to be non-judgmental in response to people who concocted the theory that the Buddhism theory is very, very limited space for Bhikkhunis. We have to make people understand that. And I am requesting that everybody should spread this in their own language, not only in English. If they are speaking Korean, they are speaking Argentine language, they are speaking any language of any local language, they have to spread this Dhamma. And as we know, we have, if we are named the 28 Buddhas, 28 Bhikkhus and 28 Bhikkhunis, we have, since that period, we have those historical name with us. It is, I am presenting in my slide. And I think everybody knows about that. It is nothing very new I am going to present here. And need of the Sangha in modern time, we always say the Bhikkhuni Sangha is need of the time. The Buddha was the greatest supporter of the enlightenment and I'm saying the modern things, and had been there no Buddha, the fate of women folk would have been seemingly horrible beyond repair. If we read the Theravādas, how the women were suffering in that society, we know. So at present, it's the dire need to restore the Bhikkhuni Sangha in every nook and corner of the world in general, and particularly in India, so that the socially, economically, religiously, politically deprived and victimized number of women can easily, honorably join and enter the Bhikkhuni Sangha, not only to lead the ideal, respect-worthy life, but also to get riddance from all the worldly suffering, can emancipate others too. That is the main motto of the importance of the Bhikkhuni Sangha. It will be great to ensure guarantee to women to liberate from their loom of social taboos and captivity. Their fate will not hang in balance and uncertainty. They will not to be a crossroads, but contrary to it, they will have an option to lead house life or the pious life in Bhikkhuni Sangha. So on this, I wanted to convey my vote of gratitude. With the wind of time's very dark era came and everything vanished. The glorification of the Bhikkhuni Sangha, we know the Ammapali and Mallika, even the Khemavati queens, they have also joined as a Bhikkhuni. So, but again, glorifying the history of Bhikkhuni Sangha is appearing in a very dignified way, in a slow but very steady way. I am very proud and honored to be a member of Maha Society of India, which has given me this noble opportunity to serve with Karuna and Metta to establish the Bhikkhuni Sangha Training Center in Bodhgaya. Last month we had that function, and I am very, very grateful to them. And my new publication, it was previously written in Hindi, and now it has, I am very happy to share that it has translated in English, and now it is available in Amazon. Everybody has access to that, and I already announced the whole money, not only the royalty money, the price of the money, the single penny, every penny of this book will donate it to the Bhikkhuni Sangha's welfare program. So with this note, I am again thankful to everyone that they have given me this opportunity, and they have a trust on me, believe on me that I can speak on this occasion with you all. I am very happy to connect it with you all, and I am really, I am showing my gratitude to all, and I am here promising you, I am not promising you, I am telling you, but I have promised to myself that henceforth I will everything, whatever I will do in my life, whether it's a women activism, women rights fight, or whatever, my most of the time, or most of the money, my most of the resources, I will donate to the establishment of the promotion of the Bhikkhuni Sangha. Namo Buddhāya. Namo Buddhāya.
Sadhu, 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 Mrs. Namrata, for your kind sharing. And we know that you have more to share, but for this occasion, we hope that your short message has come across to everyone. And indeed, we know that Mrs. Namrata is a very active member in Maha Bodhi Society of India. And the message tonight during this Sanghamitta day is that we as a Buddhist should not spread the myth, but to investigate and tell the truth about the Bhikkhuni Sangha. And I think it's so important, this message that speaking the truth of the Bhikkhuni Sangha and for the Buddha Sasana will definitely help to promote and prolong the Buddha Sasana for the well-being of the many. So thank you again and congratulations on your book and your generosity to contribute this donation for the training center for the Bhikkhuni Sangha, for them to be trained and to be developed Bhikkhuni Sangha, and especially to India, the motherland of the Bhikkhuni Sangha. So we wish that by this message, may all of us continue to be diligent, to pave way, to play a role, to practice well, and to promote the Buddha Dhamma, the Buddha Bhikkhuni Sangha, for the well-being of the many. Thank you again, Mrs. Namrata. And next, we will like to introduce to you our last speakers, Most Venerable Santini Mahatheri, to give us the talk.
Profile of Venerable Bhikkhuni Santini Mahatheri. Venerable Bhikkhuni Santini Mahatheri is the chief of the Indonesian Theravāda Bhikkhuni Sangha. She was ordained as Anagarika on 29th of September 1990 by the late Venerable Bhikkhu Girirakkhito Mahathera. After waiting for a long time, then she found the way to be ordained as Theravāda Bhikkhuni by the Venerable Dr. Henapola Gunaratana Mahathero on 15th of April, year 2000. She has founded a monastery on 1993, namely Vihara Kusalayani. Then now the monastery has 3 branches. First, Etia Sanghamitta Kabonjero, Jakarta. Second, Vihara Sanghamitta Karawang. Third, Vihara Arya Dwipa Ārāma, Taman Mini, Indonesia, Indah, Jakarta. In the revival and development of the International Theravada Bhikkhuni, she was participating as an Upajayani or Pavattini 5 times in Australia and once in Indonesia, as a Kama Vachacharini once in Thailand, and as a witness once in Sri Lanka and once in India. On June 21st, 2015, the Indonesian Theravada Bhikkhuni Upasampada was held for the first time, spectacularly after more than 1,000 years of absence. On that occasion, 9 candidates came from various countries. She traveled to various cities in Indonesia and to several other countries to spread the Dhamma. In the year of 2007, the United Nations awarded her the Outstanding Woman in Buddhism Awards. In the year 2020, she was also selected as a recipient of an award from the Pancasila Ideology Development Agency from the Indonesian government. This appreciation was for those who have achievements and innovations that are beneficial to society, nation, and state, as well as the international community. In this case, she received an award for the category of Interfaith Mover. Her other activities: hosting Dhamma retreats for children and adults twice a year, hosting meditation retreats 3 times a year in Vihara Kusalayani, once a year in Brahma Vihara Ārāma, Bali, printing Buddhist magazines for adults and children, organizing social activities in several towns, recording Dhamma Talks to send through social media, giving online Dhamma Talks during COVID pandemic, and daily practice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Now let us put our palms together to invite Ayah Santini Mahatheri with the topic Sukha Sangasa Samagi for Sanghamitta Day celebration.
Namo Buddhāya. First of all, I would like to pay respect to Most Venerable Bhante P. Seevalee Mahathero, and most senior bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, my dear Dhamma sisters and brothers, ladies and gentlemen. Today we celebrate the Sanghamitta Day, a historical event full of meanings and an event that provides huge benefits now and in the future as well. Bhikkhuni Sanghamitta ordained a great number of women in Sri Lanka, and this tradition is passed down from generation to generation, spreading through various countries. To the present day, we can still see that Bhikkhuni Sangha still exists. Sukha Sanghasa Samagi, happy is the harmony amongst the Sangha. Very beautiful saying, very wonderful piece of advice. And because we belong to a Sangha, it goes without saying that that is the advice for us, the Bhikkhuni Sangha. I would like us to pay attention to the key word, which is harmony. The harmony amongst the Sangha members definitely produces the feelings of pure beauty, of pure happiness. As the pillars of Buddha Sasana, Sangha members must have the harmony amongst them. The harmony is really needed as one of the most important factors which give us all, the Buddhist people, a guarantee that whoever practices the teaching of the Buddha will harvest harmony in the heart, in the mind, in the mental, vocal, physical actions. Well, living a life in harmony as Sangha members has so many significant benefits. Actually, not only to the members in the Sangha, but also to lay people who see and feel the harmony. Then, seeing the harmonious life, lay people are inspired to follow suit, to learn Dhamma and practice Dhamma in their life. Everybody wants harmony, so ideal. Yet it does not automatically happen like that. Being Putujanas still in training, we have decided to choose a spiritual life as bhikkhunis. All of us have the same goal, to put an end to dukkha, just like what the Buddha explains in the Four Noble Truths. All of us live under the same precepts, just like what the Buddha gives in the form of Vinaya. All of us learn the same Dhamma, the teaching of the Buddha, the same. But look, we are also very different. Each of us has come from different backgrounds, different habits, different education, different mental attitude, different knowledge, different levels of self-controls or wisdoms, etc. It is no wonder that living together in the Sangha is not easy. Much less easy is to live together in harmony. That is where we need guidance, how to live in harmony despite the differences in so many aspects, how to practice unity in diversity. The teaching of the Buddha is just like a complete one-stop shop. It provides everything we need in order to achieve the goal. Let us learn from Majjhima Nikaya 69, Gulisani Sutta. In the sutta, we learn that Venerable Sariputta gives a wonderful guidance to the monks. The right time has come because there is a mendicant named Gulisani who had arrived in the midst of Bhikkhu Sangha on some business. This Gulisani, who is a guest has lax behavior and uncouth in his habits. So we can say that Gulisani is the opposite of a role model for the monks. With a guest like Gulisani in the Sangha, of course, the monks, the disciples of the Buddha, were disturbed. Gulisani harms the harmony in the Bhikkhu Sangha, alas. Venerable Sariputta, being one of the chief disciples, seized this opportunity to teach the monks under his guidance. Gulisani is a good example for something to avoid. Yes, we can always learn from good things and also from bad things, just like what the Buddha teaches in right efforts. Good things should be practiced and developed. Bad things should be erased and avoided. My dear Dhamma sisters and brothers, ladies and gentlemen, imagine a chain which consists of 10 links with different strength. Say, one link has the strength of 1 kg, one with 2, 3, up to 10 kg. If there is a question, what is the strength of the chain? The answers vary. Very often we think that the combination of the links will give more strength of the chain. Thus, the answer is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 10 equal 55 kg. We think that the chain breaks when pulled by a strength of 55 kg. Wrong. The strength of the chain lies on the weakest point, which is 1 kg. Just pulled by 1 kg, the weakest link has broken. The chain has broken right at that weakest point. Lesson learned: each member of Bhikkhuni Sangha should be good and strong and of Dhamma quality. Let us not be the one who breaks the harmony of the Sangha. How? Gulisani Sutta gives the means. In order to contribute to the harmony amongst the Sangha, every one of us must have these good qualities explained in the Sutta. Let us learn them and at the same time check whether we are already practicing them or not. Thus, we can improve ourselves by developing our good qualities and by erasing our bad qualities. I would like to talk about some of them. Several things can be directly practiced in daily life. Let us see about. He should be deferential and respectful towards his fellow Brahmaveras, and he should have respect and reverence for his spiritual companions. It is interesting that Venerable Sariputta further explains about should be careful where he sits, meaning that we must be aware about the seniority. It applies also that the senior should not be arrogant, while the junior should not be lax and careless. Both the senior and junior must respect each other. It is improper for a senior not to respect one another and not to respect a junior. And it is more improper for a junior not to respect a senior. So it is important for us bhikkhunis to be mindful and alert about where to sit. A simple action may be just about where to sit, but behind it, actually, mindfulness and awareness are always needed, be it mental, vocal, or physical actions. Thus, we will always be careful to see what we are doing from moment to moment. With being mindful and aware, it comes automatically that we can discipline ourselves about time and about self-control. We eat in proper time, for example. We eat in moderation, for example, so we do not develop greed and attachment for good taste, and we are easy to be taken care of. We are careful not to talk too much before or after meal, for example. And when we do talk, we are careful not to be rude and useless. My dear Dhamma sisters and brothers, ladies and gentlemen, actually, we are lucky to live in Sangha. We certainly have good friends to remind us if and when we do wrong. So we must make sure that we should be easy to admonish. When people admonish us, we thank them because they want us to be better out of metta and karuna. And we in turn must be willing to admonish those who are wrong with metta, not with hatred or anger. That way, each of us can always change for the better. As we know, we experience life through sense doors even if we live in Sangha. That is why we must be careful to guard our sense doors. With our sense doors well guarded, it is easier for us to be committed to wakefulness, easier for us to be energetic, easier for us to develop wisdom. The goal is still so far away, so every step we take should lead us to it, to liberation. No doubt about it, every one of us Bhikkhuni Sangha members must do our very best to develop fully in Dhamma, to be mindful and alert about mental, vocal, and physical actions. Every one of us Bhikkhuni Sangha members must contribute to establish the harmony of the Sangha. Every one of us Bhikkhuni Sangha members must not harm the harmony of the Sangha. Every one of us Bhikkhuni Sangha members must not be the weakest link in the Sangha chain. That way, it is not in vain that we have been born as human beings, that we have chosen Dhamma life as Bhikkhunis, that we are still alive, so that we can keep doing good until one day we attain our goal, Nibbana. My dear Dhamma sisters and brothers, ladies and gentlemen, let me give the complete points in Venerable Sariputta's advice about a wilderness monk who has come to stay in the Sangha. 1. He should have respect and reverence for his spiritual companions. 2. He should be careful where he sits. 3. He should know even the supplementary regulations. 4. He shouldn't enter the village too early or return too late in the day. 5. He shouldn't socialize with families before or after the meal. 6. He shouldn't be restless and fickle. 7. He shouldn't be scurrilous and loose-tongued. 8. He should be easy to admonish with good friends. 9. He should guard the sense doors. 10. He should eat in moderation. 11. He should be committed to wakefulness. 12. He should be energetic. 13. He should be mindful. 14. He should have immersion. 15. He should be wise. 16. He should make an effort to learn the teaching and training. 17. He should practice meditation to realize the peaceful liberations that are formless, transcending form. 18. He should practice meditation to realize the superhuman state. It is very interesting that at the end of the sutta, in answering Venerable Mahamoggallana's question, Venerable Sariputta says, these things should be undertaken and followed by wilderness monks and still more by those who live within a village. Again, indirectly, it refers to us, bhikkhunis, who do not live in wilderness. My dear Dhamma sisters and brothers, ladies and gentlemen, let us follow the guidance given by Venerable Sariputta, so that we are able to merge with the fragrance of Dhamma in living a life in Bhikkhuni Sangha. Hopefully, we can say in relief, Sukha Sanghassa Samaggi. Happy is the harmony amongst the Sangha. May the harmony be the source of happiness and success in living a spiritual life. May all Sangha members strive to lead themselves and their followers to live a harmonious life until they reach the cessation of dukkha. Thank you.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So we have received a very enriching advice from Venerable Santini Mahatheri, the 18 advices for how we can live a harmonious life in the Sangha, and also one of the contributors for the harmony of the Sangha and how we can inspire others to lead a life in harmony. These are very important practice and in the life, not only in the Sangha, but also in our lay life. So today we have a very enriching session with all the very experienced speakers. And today, celebrating Sanghamitta Day, I think we rejoice with a lot of new Dhamma that we receive for practice, and for us to also to be a good Dhammadutta, to be a good Bhikkhuni, so that the Bhikkhuni Sangha can continue to exist for the well-being, happiness, and benefit of the many. Again, we thank Venerable Santini Mahatheri very much for this very enriching advice, and we hope that each and every one of us would make it as a daily practice for our own growth and for the growth of others, and especially for the Bhikkhuni Sangha and overall Sangha in the Buddha Sasana. So we have come to the climax of this celebration of Sanghamitta Theri's day, and we'll now make a few announcements for our future program, which is also going to be very enriching, and we will also announce to you on the celebration of our next program of Venerable Mahapajapati Gautami Day, and a few other important announcements before we wrap up with the closing chanting.
Mahapajapati Gautami Parinibbana Day. Save the date and special news. Namo Buddhāya, Namo Ratanataya. Blessings of the Noble Triple Gem. Sanghamitta Day greetings with reverence to our senior Mahatheras and Mahatheris of the Mahabodhi Society and among our honored guests and viewers. And my warm greetings with much appreciation to our leading Bhikkhuni coordinators of the United Theravāda Bhikkhuni Saṅgha International, and to all our guests and viewers. I have some announcements about the upcoming Mahapajapati Gautami Parinibbana Day, which is on the 8th day Uposatha, the Atami, after the Magha Punima full moon in February, following Mahapajapati Gautami Teri's final 7 days of teaching, from the February full moon to the lunar quarter half moon, coming up in February 2023. This is an image of Mahapajapati Gautami's Parinibbana from the Queen's Chedi, Doi Intanon, Chiang Mai, Thailand. The Magha Punima is called Nawang Poya in Sri Lanka. This full moon in 2023 is February 5th to 6th. Then follows final teachings for 7 days. And then the Mahapajapati Gautami Parinibbana Day is on February 13th through 14th, 2023. Let's practice Pali. Mahapajapati Gautami Sating Maha Arahanti Panchasata Bhikkhuni Parivarehi Parinibbanang Atami. In English, the 8th day Parinibbana Day of Mahapajapati Gautami, together with her 500 Bhikkhuni Arahant companions. You can practice Sanskrit here if you'd like as well. So I have some special news. 2 points. Number 1, UTBSI, in partnership with MBSI, has jointly submitted a petition to the State of Bihar Chief Minister for state observance of Mahapajapati Parinibbana Day, as is already observed for Sariputta Parinibbana Day and Mahamoggallana Parinibbana Day in the state of Bihar, India. This is our petition, submitted to the Chief Minister of State of Bihar on UTBSI's first anniversary, November 2022. And this is the state-level announcement of the Sariputta and Mahamoggallana Parinibbana Day, but not yet for any leading Bhikkhuni Teri disciples of the Buddha. We hope that will change. Special news number 2. The Mahapajapati Great Renunciation Trail concept has been accepted by IBMC, International Buddhist Confederation, this last month for development in 2023. We'll learn more about this with United Theravāda Bhikkhuni Saṅgha International in February. This is for a walking pilgrimage trail as part of the Buddha Charika project. Mahapajapati Great Renunciation Trail Buddha Charika project. Welcome to join United Theravāda Bhikkhuni Saṅgha International for Mahapajapati Parinibbana Day this February, and look out for further news on these important projects for the revitalization of Bhikkhuni Saṅgha history, her story and heritage in Buddha Bhumi, the Buddha's homeland. Namo Buddhāya. Blessed.
We thank Venerable Nataloka Mahatheri for kindly make this great announcement. So please look forward for our February 2023 program next year. And now to wrap up, we'd like to invite Venerable Santini Mahatheri to lead us in the closing chanting.
My dear Dhamma sisters and brothers, ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude our program, let us chant once again to remember Arahant Bhikkhunis. Let us join our palms.
Ratanyunang Bhikkhunī Nang Gautami Jinamatucha Thapita Angathanamhi Sadasatthing Karotuno Maha Namagatha Mahatheri Tipakata Sawika Buddha Siddhasa Sada Suthing Karotuno Theri Umpalawana Idhimanti Namuttama Sawika Buddha Siddhasa Sada Suthing Karotuno Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu.
Indeed, we are so blessed by these 2 days of Sanghamitta Day celebration with the theme, the importance of the Bhikkhuni Sangha existence. We like from the bottom of our heart to thank all who are involved in this program. And I'd like to thank Venerable Sankara Mahathero, Venerable Seevalee Mahathero, and also our Mahatheris, Venerable Tataloka Mahatheri, Venerable Santini Mahatheri, Venerable Lieu Mahatheri, Venerable Dhammananda Mahatheri, and Venerable Chatsuma Tenzin Palmo, and Venerable Bodhicitta Mahatheri, and Venerable Viditadhammā Mahatheri, Venerable Bhikkhunī Saṅgha, Venerable Vijayani Bhikkhuni, Venerable Sadika Bhikkhuni, and also to Mr. or Dr. Mahendra Singh, to Mrs. Namrata Chada, and our moderator, to Bhikkhuni Arya Sanghamitta for being the moderator, and all who have involved in making this possible and to enrich our Dhamma learning, and to make this possible also for our listeners and participants to learn and to embrace and support the Bhikkhuni Sangha that is supporting the 4 Chatuparisa for the Buddhist Santana to grow for the well-being of the many. Indeed, we are also very joyful to thank the illustrator in the Sanghamitta Terry video, and to all whose name is not mentioned here. Again, we'd like to thank everyone, each and every one, for coming together to embrace and to rejoice in this Sanghamitta Day celebration. And we look forward for your participation in our future program in February. So again, thank you very much, and may all be blessed with good health, peace of mind, and happiness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank